Welcome to the show, Victoria Theodore. You are a pianist, composer, singer, and actress, as well as also being an educator and author. You have toured with Beyonce as keyboardist and Stevie Wonder as keyboardist and backing singer, notably performing for President Obama in his second inaugural celebration in 2012. Also for the Queen's Diamond Jubilee at Buckingham Palace. You've done so much more. I've only scratched the surface of what else you've been involved with. It's so great to have you with us. Thank you so much for joining us, and please do tell us more.
Sure. I've done all kinds of things, including what you've mentioned. I've also been music director on Broadway for the Donna Summer musical. I'm in the movie Tick, Tick, Boom, Lin-Manuel Miranda's debut as a film director. And most recently, I've started my band with this guy, Dave Tweedie, and our band is called Enspirits, and we're getting ready to do our first official European tour this summer.
Hey, I love your album. So tell us about your record.
Sure. My first record that you're talking about is Grateful, and I wrote that back in 2015. It was my very first attempt at being an artist, and I immediately got swooped up by Beyonce, and there went my album. But this time, got with Dave, and we actually started writing these songs back in 2019 when we got invited to perform for a distributor conference for our endorser, Proel. Proel is the biggest music manufacturer in Italy. I represent their keyboards, which is Decibel, and he represents the drums, which is Tamburo. And we just put the band together figuring, let's do some songs, some original stuff when we go over there. And it went great. So much so that we actually lined up a tour for 2020. We all know what happened. And so we just held on to the record until now. And the songs are the way I like to put them is disco jazz. But it's really alternative R&B and contemporary jazz hybrid. So it's definitely music that people dance to, but it's infused with jazz chords and improvisation.
Yeah, it's like if you imagine Chic meets like Tom Misch.
Okay.
That's how I would put it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but you got your own flavor going and
yeah,
you know that stuff. And
I'm singing and playing keys, and Dave is playing all the instruments because he's a multi-instrumentalist, producer, writer, etc. So we make a really good team.
Yeah. And so the two of you go out as a duo. How does it work? You're doing the house parties.
So the house parties basically consist of us showing up. We play two sets, but the house parties are sort of set up where the host sort of takes care of the preliminary work that goes into setting up any show that needs to be set up, right? So, and making sure that the attendees know that it's a donation-based concert. We're not asking for anything, but whatever you want to donate, we'd love to have. So when we show up, we do two sets and partial our music, and then also obviously because the lovely Victoria has worked with such great artists like Stevie Wonder and Beyonce, and so we'll play a bunch of that stuff also, and a bunch of other stuff. Vic and I we met in Los Angeles, but we're both from Oakland, so we have deep roots from the Bay Area.
Yeah,
so musically, there's real commonality with us, real common language.
Yeah. And house concerts are my favorite kind of performances because they're intimate and you get to really know the people who are there and build true lifelong fans because, of course, we bring it when we do our shows. Yeah. And we can do it just as a duo because I kick bass with my left hand. I play chords with my right hand. We're both singing. He plays drums. He plays guitar. He plays bass. So, and then sometimes he'll switch around. But we create a full sound that's a lot of fun, and our music is joyful. The band name is Enspirits because we're inspiring people. Both of us are mentors and coaches to a lot of different people, both paid and unpaid here in Los Angeles and really around the world. I certainly do Zoom lessons around the world. And just like your company, Music for Global Change, we believe in music making change. And
That's right.
Music that uplifts people and brings joy.
This world we live in now, everything's like everybody's backing tracks and all this kind of stuff. And we're like, no, here's when you have two high-level musicians, what you can actually do in a room together.
Yep.
That's right.
Yeah.
Have you played Dave Courage?
Courage.
I have not. No, I think I did. It was a while ago. I will play it for him again. This is the song that I wrote with Skyler.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's a beautiful song.
She may have, but I'm a professional songwriter, so I score films and other stuff. So I have to write a lot of material. So music sometimes comes in and out of my cycle. The last project I worked on was, I wrote over 100 cues for this movie. So after that, you kind of don't, you always remember everything.
Exactly.
as we've barely scratched the surface with who you've worked with, Victoria, you've worked also, I'll mention, with Sting, Prince, John Mayer, B.B. King, among others. I mean, did you expect to have such huge success from the start, or is this just you've been right place, right time, or how did that sort of develop for you?
Right place, right time for sure. I mean, because there's things beyond my control that just I've been blessed, I've been graced, absolutely. The other side of that coin is the hard work that went into it, because I definitely have worked very, very hard and very, very focused. But a lot of people work hard, so that's why I put it to grace as well. I never imagined that I'd be on stage with such luminary artists. I just love music, and I just love to play. And I was the kid, just like Dave, that our parents had to tell us to stop practicing because I loved it. I still love it, you know. Yeah. I let it come through my heart, and I think that the celebrities I've worked with saw that and felt that.
What age did you start out?
Playing piano, my mother tells me I started when I was 2. I don't remember that, but she said I had a toy piano when I was 2 years old. It was my favorite toy. Yeah. I began formal lessons when I was 11.
Wow. Okay. And you just fell in love with it and kept going and
always my whole life. Yeah.
Yeah. I
write songs about my sister when I was 5.
Oh my God. And you guys from my hometown, Oakland.
Yeah.
It's amazing. And a lot of people move out of Oakland, you know. It's a really small community.
Also, the Bay Area, because the tech industry really shifted its focus, and so you know that part of the entertainment, particularly live entertainment, just became a secondary experience for a lot of people. Before that was like the primary thing in the Bay Area. You know, I mean, it was a haven for playing live music, and I was there in the '90s. You know, particularly, I played so much, man. Even I moved to LA in 2010, but even to that point, I saw it shifting. Which is why I actually, you know, I mean, for a lot of reasons, we both came here. Both of our careers got to a place where it just didn't make sense to be there anymore.
Yeah. Right. That's right. And I tell musicians all the time, you know, it's a big world. You know, they keep playing the same places all the
Oh, yeah.
I figure not everything is for everybody.
Yeah.
And like, you know, music for global change means that we do need people who are making change in the local level. You know, so the musicians that it's not in their destiny to travel the world or to even travel to Southern California to perform. They enjoy the Oakland scene, even though it's small, or the Vallejo scene, or the wherever they may be. But I think it's important for young people to realize they do have a choice. Yeah. That they choose to nurture the music scene where they are, which is beautiful and valid, or to spread that love for music internationally if that's in their calling.
Yeah. I also think that the Bay Area, there's sort of a rumor, you know, about Los Angeles that's gone around forever and ever, but it's really mostly based in fear, honestly, because most people do anything, you come to Los Angeles, because there's all these, you know, there's rumors about what this place is like, and what this place is really like is it's full of really incredibly talented, hardworking, cool, nice people. You know, that's what we pretty much experienced. Sure, there's a lot of other stuff that's here, but this is a big place. And so a lot of people in the Bay Area, they sort of get in the bubble and they're like, oh yeah, Southern California is like this, that, next thing. But when you come down here, you go, oh my Lord. I mean, first off, it's the level of musicianship that, I mean, obviously some of the best in Oakland. Those people, fine, fit in here. But a lot of folks, they couldn't fit in here anyway, to be honest with you. Because it's the best, it is the best of the best here in Los Angeles.
The pressure is high. Yeah. The isolation is high. I know my first couple of years here were very difficult because I just didn't have community yet. And the thing that's different about down here than up there is you've got beautiful people here, but everybody's on their hustle. Yeah. And so if you're not able to be on your hustle, or if you're not able to tap in yet, you can be isolated for sure, because people don't just hang out to just hang out.
Future projects. I want to talk future projects with you guys. Any touring plans at all? I've read that you've got the Enspirits European tour that you're working on or starting to work on. Any plans at all with that?
Absolutely. We start we're coming over at the end of May, and we start with a few house concerts in Italy, and then we move to Berlin, where we have 14
We got 14 dates that are in Germany, and they're all
in and around Berlin.
In and around Berlin, and a few hours out. A friend of ours over there is like an East German guitar.
Jürgen Henkel.
Yeah. And he was really big in East Germany. and so he's got a lot of like great places over there. So he's put a whole tour together for us, and so we have a bass player that'll be with a full band bass player, guitar player, and sax player.
Yeah, because our band can function either as the two of us, or we can expand it to have a full band, which of course is even more fun because I don't have to do everything.
we have different arrangements for the duo. We do specific arrangements for duo stuff, and then for the band we can do our full, just like as our record sounds, like note for note. Then we can do that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
with regards to your house parties, you call them house parties, but is it more of an intimate venue or intimate gig?
So it's actually house concerts. So we try to avoid the word party because party implies that people are going to be wandering around with their red cups full of liquor and they'll be talking. So that's not what we want. So I designed an entire pamphlet that I offered to the hosts that volunteered to do this, and it's no charge to the host. That's the great part. The host pays nothing, but they are required to invite at least 20 adults who can afford to donate. But here's the thing. We get no fee so that people who maybe have a hard time or are having a bad week, and where a small amount of money is a lot. They can't even afford a coffee, right?
Yeah.
But we want to invite them to have them experience the catharsis of change through our Enspirits music. Yeah. But then, by the same token, if someone had a great week and they can afford a lot, why would we only tell them $20 or 20 pounds or 20 euros when they might spend 200? And that's actually happened, where people are so moved by the joy we bring in our music, they'll put in multiples of what if we had asked for. And so we love to keep it egalitarian in that way. It's experience for the host to become the hero of their town, of their friend group. They're like, hey, you invited these cool people to make this beautiful music. And it's about an hour and a half, 2 sets of live music. And then after that, it turns into a party. And we talk to people. We can have those red cups full of drink.
You know what's brilliant about that is because if you guys remember the band Radiohead.
Of course.
Okay. Because they were signed to a deal and the records wasn't doing that well. And then they made a record themselves and just did it for donations. And they say they made more money than they ever made for all the albums by doing it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, there's something just about that works. And really the truth, even for us, is simply this. It's like when you're building anything new, every new fan, you're just trying to create someone that's actually you're going to create like a real experience with. And so hopefully they can, find that through the music, and then they can be a fan and they can go on the journey with you. And in this day and age with technology and everyone wants just to like put some stuff online and like, oh, I blew up, and it's like, for me, I just see it as like you got to get one fan at a time, man. It's just how it works, especially when people that are changing your music are going to be part of your journey. So you just got to put the time in to do that. And the other stuff's a great accoutrement to that, but it's not. It can't like putting some songs up on Spotify at this stage is just like throwing a pebble in the middle of the ocean.
It's more personal. It's more personable.
Person to person. And so when you build it person to person, and there's a book out there called 1,000 True Fans. And really, if you can develop 1,000 true fans, people who truly engage with you, who want to hear your product, who are out there as soon as we post something, they're the ones that go and listen immediately. They'll buy the t-shirt, they'll buy the cap, whatever, but they'll do whatever they need to because they truly love what we do and they love who we are. And that is reciprocal. So that to me is more valuable 100,000 likes for people that don't ever engage.
Last time we did not because it was kind of a short run, but this time, so we're working trying to get some vinyl that will be in Germany probably for the German dates and some of the other duo dates because we're going to be traveling kind of light. Also, the cool thing about what we're doing also is that like we're pretty virtuosic on our instruments, so I don't really need much. I can do a whole gig on a hat kick and the snare. And same thing with her, just like a little keyboard.
A keyboard
so we just
piano.
show up, whatever they got. We're gonna make work. Our rider is not some extensive thing, and so as far as merch goes too, so we can only travel with X amount of merch. Right. I think we'll probably get a bunch in Germany and leave a bunch out there, or maybe we'll sell it. Maybe we'll be blessed and we'll sell it all.
Yeah, because there's merchandise suppliers over there. So rather than get anything here and try to ship it,
that's the best way. Well, listen, thank you guys so much for coming on our show.
Yeah, we appreciate it.
Really appreciate it.
How do people get in touch with you? How do they find out what you're doing and engage with you?
Our website is enspiritsmusic.com, and we keep all of our events on there, and our email and everything's on that. My name is Victoria Theodore. I'm also on all the socials. Dave Tweedie, Enspirits, all of those you can find on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, TikTok,
Yep.
Twitch. We're on all the things.
And you can find our music
No
on
worries.
Spotify and
Apple Music.
And Apple Music.
Okay.
Thank you for coming on. I appreciate it, man. And
Thanks so much for having us.
Music can save the world. Music can save the world. If we all get together, music can save the world. Yeah. Music can save the world. Music can save the world. If we all come together, music can save the world. There's an urgency facing our humanity.
Thank you so much for watching. To stay up to date, please click subscribe and hit the bell. You can also join our group on Facebook and find us on LinkedIn and Instagram.